You guys are listening to the Masculine Mindset Show, a podcast for introverts to become more masculine and get the body of an alpha male, and of course, get more mentally healthy and get that seducer's mindset, if you get me. And lastly, I help guys become more desirable and get the mindset of a seducer. Let's get into the podcast. You know, I had a thought to publish a podcast on November Man, and I was like, fuck. Damn it. This is one of those attraction building techniques that I have to give all of you a warning on. Like, a big disclaimer. Like, I'm giving you a big disclaimer, and there's a damn good reason behind it. Damn good reason. First off and foremost, understand that you must have a connection with her. Like, seriously, if you don't have a connection with her, she's not really attracted to you yet, and you haven't even got her to feel like comfortable with you yet. Seriously, don't do this. And I mean that. That's why I say on the podcast title, don't do this attraction building technique. With that said, you guys understand that I only use this on one particular girl, and I'm not going to say who. It doesn't matter, alright? It doesn't fucking matter. November Man is very powerful. And not only is it really fucking powerful, you guys, this right here is, in my opinion, one of the underrated, I guess you could say, one of the darker sides of game, okay? This right here is the dark side of seduction, alright? Now, I'm gonna let all you know right now, those of you coming into my podcast and you're just getting exposed to the Masculine Mindset Show, understand that I do talk about darker topics, but today, here's how I want to approach November Man. I want to approach November Man by saying this. Don't use this on a girl that is not romantically involved with you. Here's the fucking point, okay? I want to get to the fucking point so that I can get to the fucking natural woman pattern, alright? That's really what it's called. Natural woman pattern. Now, before I get to the natural woman pattern, is I want you all to digest something. What I'm about to tell you is actually extremely fucking effective. Not only is it extremely effective, but this can literally get girls to want to kiss you so fucking fast that you will get a kiss out of them. Easily. Like, guys, I want you to know something, okay? My escalate and release tactics on tease women to want to kiss you is indeed very effective. But this one right here, in my opinion, if you do it correctly, natural woman pattern, you will get girls to want to kiss you so bad that it's going to just overwhelm her. And guys, that's not even like an understatement. It is very powerful. So, with that said, let's keep moving forward, you guys. Alright? Let's keep moving forward. Get into that seducer state of mind, right? I want you to start saying these affirmations to you. Just say this. Say this affirmation. Say this affirmation, you guys. I embody masculine power. I have a masculine mindset. I am a seducer. I am a closer. I am high status. I am an alpha male. I'm a higher status alpha male. Let's go, you guys. Listen to me. Any of you listening that don't believe in affirmations, skip this fucking podcast, because affirmations are powerful. They are. If you question affirmations, here's my thing to you. Go read Think and Grow Rich. Seriously, read that book and come back to me. And come back to this podcast and say, Adam, I now understand that the most successful people in the world use affirmations. And that's why I say, even from my first podcast with Emily, I said on an episode to use affirmations. Now, let's go. Affirmations means unstoppable confidence, you guys. Good tonality, right? We all know that you must have a good tonality. Okay? Now, it's time to have that playful mentality in your mind. That playful mentality in your mind. So, I'll say it one more time. Affirmations equals unstoppable confidence. Second point here is Your tonality is everything. As you can hear in my voice right now, that I am literally talking to you in a very naughty tone. And sometimes you can say whatever the fuck you want, and it doesn't matter what you say, because when you have that tone, your tone communicates everything that's on your mind, you guys. Now, the third step here is that playful mentality. Playful. Now, let's go. A big note I want to make to all of you is, even though I have some serious moments on my podcast, I want you all to understand something. Keep your interactions with women light, okay? Keep it light, you guys. Keep it fucking light. Now, let's keep moving forward, okay? Let's keep moving forward. So, I want to actually remind all of you one of my important beliefs from Becoming the Alpha Woman Want. In fact, I'll put that book in the show notes today. Not my new one. I want you to, guys, it's interesting to me, but a lot of people do get that book. Okay, my first book people are getting. My third book people are getting, but the seduction one, seems like you guys are just a little too afraid to get that one. Because to me, it's just like, I see you guys getting certain books, and I know the seduction one, I think you guys just probably are a little nervous because you can't really handle it, can you? Okay, let's go, you guys. Let's go. Here's the new belief, okay? First off, the false belief is this. I cannot attract any girls because of my looks. I have to work out more often, okay? I cannot attract any girls about my looks. I have to work out more often. First off, you guys, you all know that I am all about a healthy lifestyle. But I want to let all of you know right now, if you let it eat your self-esteem too much, understand that there's only so much you can do about certain parts about your body. Like, say for example, if you have like a birthmark on your body and you can't get rid of that and you feel self-conscious because of that, there's no reason for you to feel self-conscious about that. Just accept that you have a birthmark. Now, new belief, okay? New belief. My body language, eye contact, and vocal tonality is high status at all times. My body language, eye contact, and vocal tonality is my high status frame. Alright, I'll say that one more time. My body language, eye contact, and vocal tonality is my high status frame. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Alright. It's time to talk about November Man. Alright. So, okay, willing candidates. I know you hear me say that and you're like, Adam, what are you referring women as candidates for? I'm like, I don't give a fuck, you guys. I want you to have that bachelor's mindset. I want to say it again. Have a bachelor's mindset. Okay? You are a bachelor, my friend. Now let's go. Break her personality down into parts when you can. Alright? This right here is cold reading. November Man, right here. Do you think that most men understand women? I think that most men think that they understand women, or at least have a pretty good idea about them. But I don't feel like they really do understand women. And then she's going to respond to you, right? She's going to respond to you. Now, she'll most definitely agree. That's the pacing part. Now it's time for you to lead, right? You guys, pacing and leading. Super fucking effective. So, you'll get all kinds of responses. It doesn't matter. Maintain your frame, you guys. Uphold it. I believe that most women really have two sides. Wouldn't you agree? The first side is the public side. The side that everyone sees. This is the side that plays different roles. But these are just roles. The way this person acts is programmed by society. Sometimes we all have to behave in certain ways or play certain roles. But it's not who we are underneath. Now, after that, you guys, she's going to agree. Again, keep leading the gambit, you guys. This is technically a gambit. We're going to go into natural woman pattern. All right, let's go. The other side is the natural woman. The natural woman is a sexual creature who has fantasies and deep, passionate thoughts. She exists in a natural state, so it's natural for her to feel sexy and to want sex and to be wild and passionate. Now, while you're describing the natural woman, you want to have that physical anchor by just simply touching her on the hand gently. Okay? Gently, you guys. Gently. Alright? Don't be overwhelming. Don't be overwhelming. Okay? Now, take your hand away, right? You touch her hand, and then take away touch, all right? Now, after that, look at her in the eyes, and you just say this. But we live in a public world where women have to put up a certain type of face. They have to lock up their natural side in order to fit into the roles that society forces on us, and it takes a special person to find that key that can unlock the passions of the natural woman. Now, when you really do this properly, you guys, understand that you have to create the negative anchor when you talk about the public side. And then you create a positive anchor, right, when you talk about the natural woman. Okay, now, I don't want to talk about anchoring today. Okay, seriously, that requires a full podcast. Anchoring is deep NLP shit. Let's keep moving forward, you guys. One more thing I want to mention before I proceed is you want to point at yourself when you talk about special person. So when you say special person, point to yourself. Use your sub-communications, you guys. Those sub-communications. All right. Keep leading, you guys, and you say this. Every once in a while, when you meet this special person, pointing at myself, you guys, pointing at myself. Every once in a while, when you meet this special person who unlocks this hidden natural side, you don't quite know what it is about this special person, but it's like you can just see his face, and you know that this person is special, and that he holds the key to unlocking your wild, passionate, natural side that can feel all these emotions, right? Guys, at this point, she's gonna really feel the tension. I'm telling you from experience, you're gonna feel the tension. Now, let's keep moving forward. It's time to create tension loops. Listen to my episode, 3 Ways to Get Women Obsessed, to understand that. So, now you say to her, the contrast between these two sides can be interesting, right? It can be very interesting. I think that the contrast can give us insights into truths about ourselves. You know, it's kind of like we discover more to ourselves than what meets the eye, if you get me. Have you ever taken a sauna and then jumped into an ice cold lake? She's gonna probably say yes or no, it doesn't matter what she says. Keep leading, you guys. Keep leading. Now, I'm gonna tell you all a true story. This is fucking true. You should really try jumping into an ice cold lake. Alright? My uncle has a large house. And on cold winter nights, we like to just go into this lake, into our swimming outfits, and jump into the sauna after going into the lake. My family is kind of crazy though, alright? So he likes to basically turn up the sauna to the point where it's really fucking hot, if you get me. It's really fucking hot. And then it gets so hot that you can't even move because the heat will just wash over. It's that intense. It's that intense of how hot it gets. Now, after you get out of the sauna, you just jump out and you want to run into the snow. You want to run into the snow, and it's like taking an ice cold shower. You get me? It's like taking an ice cold shower. You jump in to the snow, and you run into the lake, and you feel that two different temperatures. Now, let's keep moving forward, you guys. Let's keep moving forward. Keep leading, you guys. Now, here's what you do, right? By now, you've anchored those positive feelings to yourself, taken her on an emotional roller coaster, and it's time to make her see you higher on the pecking order, all right? It's sad, though. I once had the most amazing dog. He was very special. He was a lab and German shepherd mixed named Roman. And he was the most loyal, loving dog in the whole world. He would wait by the door when you went out and jump up to lick you every time you'd see him. Right? But then just one day, he lost control of his bodily functions. He lost control of his bodily functions. And we had to put him down. Now, another pet comes to mind that my aunt found. But the same day we found her, she also ran away. She was just there and one day gone. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? My uncle thinks the wolves got her. Now, I know this is a lot to remember. Okay, just take note on that. The first step, you guys. First step is you break her personality into parts. And then you lead that into the natural woman pattern. Alright? Listen to this podcast more than once. Okay? And you basically touch her when you talk about this special person. But then you look away, right? When you talk about the public side, right? And now, step 2, right, that I just talked about, you use tension loops, hot, cold, the sauna, right? And the ice cold lake. Now, you get into the feeling of loss. Okay, the feeling of loss, right? Guys, this is actually a legitimately true story, all right? I really did lose this pet named Roman, and it's sad. Like, I love Roman. That was my sister's dog, Ashley. It's a bummer that he's not with us anymore. But now we're down to the last step. We're introducing the shadow. Okay? It's love and loss. It's hot and cold. It's all connected. Life is all about opposites. It's about polarities. Look at the yin and the yang, the mixture of light and dark. While all of these things are opposites, they are necessary for one another. Completely necessary. And it only makes sense. It's balance. When you can step back far enough, you can see that they are all points to the same spectrum. And just like everything else, you as a person, you have a light and a dark side. Or you could say, everyone has a shadow. Your shadow is a hidden side. A side that you have to hide away. from society, that sometimes even from yourself. It's a place of passion and secret desires where anything is possible. You would like to let that part of yourself out. Because your shadow wants to experience excitement, sex, and being wild and free. Sometimes you would like to just let go and let your shadow side free and enjoy all of the wonderful experiences it would bring you. But you know that you must keep it hidden away. We all know that everything that is repressed only grows stronger. The harder you press against a spring, the harder it will press back, just as a person's shadow grows longer and longer as the day wears on. The things that you repress grow stronger and stronger, casting a longer shadow as your life goes on. And if you don't express these feelings, eventually the sun sets and there is nothing left but shadow. All right, now, those of you that heard that entire sequence, listen to me. That's a lot to remember. 4 steps, right? As I said, I'm going to say it one more time. All right? Step 1, break her personality down into parts. Step 2, remember that you have to point to yourself when you say special person, and even touch her, right, at the right time, and then pull back so that you can create some space for her to chase. All right? And then after that, you guys, you use those tension loops to excite her emotions, if you get me. Tension loops are powerful, okay? Very powerful. You've heard on my Obsession podcast. They are powerful. Now, step 4. Introduce the feeling of loss. Guys, I'm actually being... Look, it's kind of sad, but yeah, this... Like about a year and a half ago, we had to put our dog down. But either way, he's in a better place. Now, I want you all to understand something. That whole sequence, I prefer that you would tell the truth and not make something up about a dog that didn't pass away. Okay? That right there is incongruence. I don't agree with that. So, if you're going to use a sequence, just tell the truth. That's really what I have to say about that. Now, that's it for me in this podcast. That is November Man. And as I said, don't use this attraction building technique because it's really fucking effective. Believe me on that. I'm speaking to you from first-hand experience. I love you guys. Peace out. Remember to have that safety element when you take her through this. She must feel safe in your masculine presence. Peace out. Did you really think Adam was done? Fuck no. Okay, guys. You know how I mentioned about the natural woman pattern? How you have to talk about the opposites, the polarities, the yin and yang, mixture of light and dark. So, a little something that I want you to remember this podcast by. Okay, let's go. So I come back, I'm talking to her, right? And I say, we all know that everything that is repressed only grows stronger. The harder you press against a spring, the harder it will press back, just as the person's shadow grows longer and longer as the day wears on. The things that you repress grow stronger and stronger, casting a longer shadow as your life goes on. And if you don't express these feelings, eventually the sun sets and there is nothing left but shadow. Yin and yang, it is about balance, the balance of light and shadow. Imagine that you could see your shadow. What do you think it would look like? Ask her that, okay? Ask her that. What if you could step into the shadow and become one with it? How do you think it would feel? Okay, so why do we do this? It's simple, you guys. Get her qualifying and selling herself to you. Not to mention she is going to get turned on as she sells herself to you. By the law of cognitive dissonance in psychology, she will get more attracted to you when she works for you like that. Okay? When she works for you like that, she gets more attracted to you. Make sense? Now, one last note I want to make. This pattern may sound strange, but it must not be underestimated, as it is extremely powerful. If she gives you a big glassy-eyed look as you finish, you are doing something right. That means, you guys, dilated pupils. Even here at this point, you guys, I would lean in and just whisper into her ear and say, honestly, I know right now that you want to kiss me. By the way, you keep looking at me like that. And by the way, you're breathing really hard and panting and anticipating that moment. You just feel like you could explode. That is the end of my podcast for today. Peace out, you guys. All right? If you picked up on the dual meanings there, good job.